I forget what the hell the name of that place was, but it was just a small town. It was. It's not like America where there was a music scene in New York, L.A., Nashville, Chicago, New Orleans. There was really
one scene.
There's only one place, and that was London, where everybody finished up. So it wasn't that difficult to bump into somebody.
What are memories of working on Beggars Banquet?
Well, I actually played part of the drums in that, which is basically me and Brian and Charlie and Keith sitting around on the floor recording some of the track onto a tape recorder, actually a cassette recorder, which was then transferred onto tape. And then and they wanted this thing there, and Brian wasn't at the session this one time I was in there, so I finished up playing that weird horn on the very end of the vamp of Street Fighting Man. So that's basically how that happened.
What a cool thing to have these little tidbits of history that you can sort of plug into and reflect on.
Yeah.
It's a real mosaic of experiences.
Yeah, I've played with a lot of Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson singing on one of my songs.
Tell us about the Michael Jackson.
Well, I was doing the last album that I did for CBS, and I had a song that I needed a high part on it, and he was in the other studio. He was in the studio doing Thriller, I think is what he was doing at the time, and they were on a break. So I just went and asked him if he, I got the song. I need somebody to sing a high part on it, Michael. You want to think you could do it? So he said, well, he said, when I was 12 years old, I did a special with Diana Ross, and the last song we did on the special was Feeling All Right. So yeah, absolutely, I'll be right over.
What a cool memory. And the studio, so it's the same situation again, where studio connection.
Studio was that was in L.A. And it just happened that we were in the same studio together.
Is that the only time you got to interact with him?
Yeah.
Do you treasure it, considering how fate has played out?
Yeah, it's a great moment.
Among many great moments. You toured with Clapton. George Harrison was there during the Delaney and Bonnie thing?
Well, yeah, when I first came to the States, I knew Delaney and Bonnie back then, pretty much when I first came over here. And then they were managed by the same people that managed me. And I played guitar with them for about, it was a few months I played guitar with them. We were on that, I was with them, I played guitar with them when they were on the Blind Faith tour, which is where really Eric got to know all those guys. And then they had a #2 record with Only You Know and I Know.
Is there an experience with some of those cats that you reflect on, maybe as in the course of your life, maybe there are lessons that you got out of it from working around them?
Well, it was just part of me moving to the States was that after Traffic, there really wasn't anything of interest there for me. So I thought I'd just go where it all started and go to America, which is where it all comes from. Jazz, blues, gospel, all contemporary music pretty much comes out of the U.S. So I thought, I'll go there, and I didn't really know what would happen, and Traffic was kind of known. Wasn't huge, and so I just took a chance going there, really. And then Delaney and Bonnie was a great experience. There's actually there's a YouTube video out there of me and Delaney, Bonnie, and Bobby Whitlock, me and Eric Clapton singing, doing a tune called Poor Elijah. You can just look it up on YouTube.
When you talk about these cats and bumping into people in America and the inspiration for coming to America, ironically, even though they're somewhat known as a British band, you hooked up with the Fleetwood Mac guys. Was that here during your time out in Los Angeles?
Yeah, what was that? That was 94 to 96. Yeah.
What led to making that work, and what are some?
Mick just called me one day and said he was because they'd broken up, and he said it was just. I was thinking of putting the band back together. Would you be interested in doing a different form of it? And I was, at the time, I wasn't really. It was. Yeah. I said sure. Let's give it a shot. We'll try it.
Add this to the resume.
I don't know. We figured it. Why not? What the heck? So. It was interesting. It was kind of. It didn't. We did an album. Unfortunately, didn't do anything. Didn't go anywhere. But then Warner Brothers really didn't do any promotion on it. So, and after that broke up, they all got back together with the other band anyway. The original.
Still a good experience, though.
It was interesting. It was interesting. Let's put it that way. And plus, we did an album which Christine did, but she wouldn't go on the road. So it was. It's just
awkward situation.
It's kind of weird. There's 3 different managers in the band. Everybody's got their own. So it was.
That can muck it up, can it?
It was a little weird, but it was cool. But it was a little. It kind of made me remind me why I went solo.
Say no more, my brother. You do something really good with your time, and it wouldn't be fair to not include a little bit of that in talking to you. Talk about supporting Work Vessels for Veterans and other efforts that you make to help out vets.
Oh, well, with the charity, we have a charity called Work Vessels for Veterans, and you can look it up on wvfv.net. And what we do basically is we help vets coming out of the service. We help them start their own businesses by supplying them with we have right now we have a blueberry farm in Jacksonville. We help start, and we have a office cleaning service in St. Louis. There's about 6 or 7 boats that we pass through for commercial use, fishing, towing. There are trucks equipped with tools. We give away a lot of laptops. We pass through a lot of laptops for education and for business. So we as a charity, we don't just look for necessarily raising money. We look for land or equipment or anything, whatever somebody needs, in whatever they need to do to start their business. So basically, that's what we do. We started actually. It's going on nearly 4 years, and we're all volunteer. There's no salaried people in there, and we've helped in that 4 years, just basically on a mom and pop basis, helped around 65 vets start their own businesses.
So it's a real DIY sort of thing. I like the spirit of it, and there's so many returning vets that we're going to have a lot more as we finally, hard to believe, we can really say we're leaving Iraq within days from now. They'll all be gone. We are living in a state that has the most number of military that are stationed here. Anywhere in the United States, we have something close to around 50,000 active duty servicemen, and we have their dependents. So we have well over 6 figures here in the island community, and a lot of people listen to HPR. Do you have any message or words of advice, thoughts to speak directly to the vets?
Oh, goodness. Just thank you, all of you, for your service. And I mean, look us up and check us out if you're looking to start a business. We can't help everybody. Obviously, we're very small. Although I'm hoping that this actually had a very large equity funding group that just called me and
expressed interest.
Yeah, they want to align with us and build a network of people to help fund the businesses. So I'm hoping that's going to really that's going to work, because that would just blow this thing up.
Getting that kind of backbone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's good stuff. I appreciate what you're doing. I was taking a look at it online, and it's definitely a group of people we all owe a lot to. Yeah. So it's nice to see you giving back. So from me to you, on behalf of all the vets, thanks for doing what you're doing for them.
No, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I mean, we love doing it. Myself, John Niekresh is the man that started it. The other man in there is Teddy Knapp, and none of us are military. We don't have any military service, but
You just felt it was that was leading me to
for
that.
us, it's just the right thing to do. It didn't take much thinking about. We have a wonderful man on our board, a Rear Admiral Robert Gilboa. Interesting man. He's in charge of a lot of DOD money. And he sits on our board, and great guy. So it's nice to have recognition that way of what we're doing, you know.
No, that definitely is recognition. Well, thanks for doing that, and in general, backing up 5 steps. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, brother. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. I hope next time we'll have time, I can come in the studio and we can do a little music next time.
I would like that. That would mean a lot.
Yeah, I would be happy to do it. Thank you.
You're welcome. I appreciate it, Dave.